Hello students, welcome back to our video. So in the last video we discussed about the columnar purchase book according to the types of goods. So today we are going to discuss about the columnar purchase book according to the purchase book with columns for goods and expenses. So now let's discuss the meaning first. So purchase book with columns for goods and expenses means when a businessman purchases goods on credit, many times the seller prepares his invoice by adding various other charges apart from sales value goods. Normally, such charges are in respect of GST, railway freight, carriage, wages, etc. So, to keep the separate record for such different expenses, the purchasing businessman adds more columns in purchase book as required. For each such expenses, separate column is kept where respective expenses is recorded. So, the information about the different expenses relating to purchases can be obtained from such expenses columns apart from the cost of goods. So, it should be noted that the amount to be shown in the goods column shall be the net amount after the trade discount. So, in short, we can say that purchase book with columns for goods and expenses means you all know that whenever businessman purchases goods on credit, many times seller who is going to give that goods to businessman, seller prepares his invoice by adding various other charges or expenses such as sales value of goods and other charges such as GST, railway freight, carriage, wages, etc. So, just to keep the separate record for different expenses, the purchasing businessman adds more columns in the purchase book to keep that different expenses associated with the purchase of goods, so that they can easily refer to the expenses incurred with the purchase of goods on credit. So, for the expenses, businessman prepares different columns in the purchase book. That's why it is called purchase book with columns for goods and expenses. So here, specimen of purchase book with goods and expenses is given, means the format of purchase book with the goods and expenses. So first column would be date, second would be the name of the supplier, third column would be the invoice number, fourth column would be the LF number. Then now you have to first of all write the amount. Then in the amount there would be net amount of goods, then there would be railway freight and wages. Then for this GST you have to write the intrastate supply, CGST and SGST, and for the interstate supply, that is IGST. You all have studied about CGST, SGST, IGST in the chapter number 3 in a detail. And the last column would be the total amount. So now let's understand with the help of an example. So here one example, or we can say one illustration is given. Illustration is Bhavesh Stores of Ahmedabad is a cloth merchant and prepare his purchase book in his books of accounts inclusive of expenses. He maintains separate column to record the expenses like GST, railway freight, labor, etc. So prepare purchase book on the basis of total GST rate at 12% GST is not included for the following transactions. Add applicable amount of GST and prepare the purchase book. So these are the transactions made in the year of 2018 and in the month of January. So let's start with the first transaction. First transaction is goods was purchased of rupees 10,000 at 10% trade discount from Vipul's stores of Rajkot for rupees 500 and rupees 500 for labor and rupees 400 for railway freight are disclosed in his bill number of 239. So in the first transaction, goods was purchased at 10% trade discount from the Vipul stores of Rajkot, and for this purchase 500 was paid for laborer, then 400 was paid for railway freight. And so these are the two expenses, 500 for labor and the 400 for railway freight. So first of all, you have to prepare the column like purchase book, and then on the top of the table you have to write the purchase book of Sri Bhavesh stores. So for date, in the date you have to write January 1st. Then in the first transaction, goods was purchased from Vipul stores of Rajkot. So in the name of the supplier column you have to write Vipul stores account. Then in the invoice number is given, that is 239. LF number you have to put the dash. So now net, in the column of net amount of goods, what will you write? So you all know that net amount means, first of all you have to minus the trade discount. That is, you have to calculate 10,000 into 10 divided by 100, you will get 1,000. So if you minus 1,000 from 10,000, you will get 9,000. That is known as net amount of goods. After deducting trade discount, after the total cost, you will get the net amount of goods. So remember that if the trade discount is given, so first of all you have to minus or deduct the trade discount, and whatever amount you will get, that is known as net amount of goods. So that 9,000 amount you have to write it in the net amount of goods column for the Vipul stores account. Then railway freight was for rupees 400. You have to write 400 in the railway freight column and 500 in the wages column, because 500 was for paid to labor, that is known as wages. So 500 you have to put it in the wages column. Now for the GST, you all know that 12% here is given. 12% is the GST rate. So on 9,000 you have to calculate the 12%. So 9,000 into 12 divided by 100. Whatever amount you will get, you have to minus it from the 9,000. So if you minus that amount from the 9,000, you will get 594. Remember that the purchase of goods is made from within the state, from the Rajkot. Therefore, it is known as intra-state supply. If goods was purchased from outside the state, then interstate supply IGST would apply. But here it was purchased from Rajkot, that is known as intra-state supply, within the state supply. Therefore, on that CGST and SGST would apply, and CGST and SGST rate is both 50-50%. So if you first calculate 12%, you will get 594, and same amount will go in the SGST amount, because rate is 50-50%. That's why you have to write 594 in the CGST column, input CGST, and 594 in the input SGST. And there the IGST would not apply because it is purchased from within the state. Therefore, you have to put the dash. So now, if you total it, 9,000 plus 400 plus 500 plus 594 plus 594, you will get 11,088 rupees. That amount you have to write it in the total amount column. Now let's look at the second transaction, that is goods purchased of rupees 15,000 at 5% trade discount from Gopi of Bhavnagar, inclusive of wages of rupees 300 and railway freight of rupees 400, and total amount is paid in cash immediately. So in this transaction, cash is paid. Whenever amount is paid in cash, just remember that in purchase book, cash transactions or goods purchased on cash is never recorded in the purchase book. So you don't have to record the second transaction in the purchase book, because for this transaction cash was paid. Now let's look at the third transaction. that is goods purchased of rupees 20,000 at 10% trade discount from Dhaval of Mumbai, that is Maharashtra. Invoice number of rupees 971 is received inclusive of labor of rupees 250 and railway freight of rupees 350, and half amount paid to Dhaval immediately. So in this case, first of all, the date in the date column you have to write the 23. Then name of the supplier here is Dhaval's account. Invoice number is given, that is 971. Now trade 20,000 goods was purchased of rupees 20,000 at 10% trade discount is given. So first of all, you have to minus the 10% trade discount out. So 20,000 into 10 divided by 100, you will get 2,000. So if you minus 2,000 from 20,000, you will get 18,000. That is known as net amount of goods. 18,000, you have to write it in the column of net amount of goods. Then railway freight is given, that is 350, and the wages is paid is 250. That amount you have to write it. Now for this GST, here goods was purchased from outside the state, Mumbai, Maharashtra, correct? Outside the state. Therefore, interstate supply would apply, that is IGST. So now you have to GST rate is already given, that is 12%. So you have to calculate 12% on 18,000. So 18,000 into 12 divided by 100. Whatever amount you will get, you have to minus that amount from the 18,000. If you minus that amount, you will get 2,232. That amount will go in the column of IGST, because purchase of goods is done from the outside the state, that is known as interstate supply. If goods is purchased from outside of the state, then interstate supply IGST would apply, and if goods is purchased from within the state, then CGST and SGST apply. So for this transaction, goods was purchased from outside the state, that's why IGST would apply. So now same way, you have to total it all the amount and write it in the total amount column. Now for the fourth transaction, a machine of rupees 12,000 is purchased on credit of 1 month. Labor charges of rupees transportation of 1,000 was paid in cash. So whenever cash is involved, whenever cash is paid, that transaction would not be recorded in the purchase book. So no entry will be made in the purchase book. And for the last transaction, goods purchased of rupees 8,000 at 10% trade discount and 5% cash discount from Poonam of Porbandar received invoice number 193, where 200 are disclosed for railway freight. So here, first of all, goods was purchased and of rupees 8,000 at 10% trade discount, and cash discount is also provided. But remember that you have to only minus the trade discount. Nothing will do about the cash discount. So if you calculate 8,000 of 10%, you will get 800. So if you minus 800 out of 8,000, you will get 7,200. That is known as net amount of goods. Remember, for this transaction, nothing is going to done for the cash discount. You only have to minus the trade discount, that is known as net amount of goods, and that amount will go in the net amount of goods column, 7,200. And railway freight is given, that is 200, and for this transaction wages was not paid, therefore you have to put the dash. And purchase of goods was done from the Porbandar, correct? So it is considered as within the state. Therefore CGST and SGST would apply, because it was done from intrastate supply. So you have to calculate 12% of 7,200. If you minus whatever amount you will get, if you minus that amount from 7,200, you will get 444. Both ways going to be 50-50%. So you have to write that amount in the same amount in the both column. Same way, if you total this amount, you have to write it in the total amount column. Now at the end you have to write the total in here, and you have to total the each column. If you so with this, the whole purchase book of Sri Bhavesh Stores is prepared. So this was the column book of purchase book with goods and expenses. If you even don't get, if you have any questions, here on the next page the detailed explanation is also given, so you can refer to this table with the explanation is also given. Even like I have explained you, but still if you don't get, you can refer this table, it is given proper explanation. So now with this we are going to stop here. In the next video we are going to start with the sales book. Till now we discussed about how to prepare the purchase book. So from next video we are going to start with the sales book, and if you have any questions or any doubts, please feel free to comment below the video. Thank you.